Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 439th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, June 30th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today once again in these weekly Knowledge Seekers Workshops. And once again, we have the pleasure to be joined by Mr. Mehran Keshe of the Keshe Foundation, and I think he has lots of interesting announcements to make for today and some teaching as well. Please go ahead, Mr. Keshe.
Good morning, good day to you. As usual, wherever and whenever you listen to this series of Knowledge Seekers of Keshe Foundation, the Spaceship Institute's teachings and knowledge sharing. As Rick said, we have some good news. The news is as good as one can understand it and one can apply it. As we saw in the intro, where we're talking about the scientists of the past, what they did, what they could imagine, what they thought is possible, how we added the knowledge of the man to the point after centuries to get to the point where we are today with rocket space technology and the rest. As I've said before and last night in the 11/11 interview, in a world of mankind, if you travel in places like in people still travel on the back of a donkey. Man was that donkey, sitting on the donkey and moving, and a fast car passes. To the man on the donkey, this is something of a dream. That's what he might achieve in the future if he does something or whatever. Otherwise, it's just a dream. And we brought that knowledge. Then now, the man became, again, with the present knowledge, on the back of the same donkey. Because with all the technological development we have, we look into UFOs and the others they have, and they're still on the back of this donkey, fueling the engine and burning some fuel. With the new technology, which we have taught you, now the universal community in the level of understanding of UFOs are those on the back of the donkey. Seeing mankind traveling with the speed, with the knowledge that they dreamt about. The difference between the teaching of the Keshe Foundation in past years and present time is that the dream of the man to move from that donkey to that advanced technology that he could go has achieved. We have realized it. We have delivered it. We have tested it. It's not theory anymore. And now the universal community looks at mankind, those with such advanced technology. What was the grace of God that did not teach us this? When you see up to now UFOs in the sky, you marvel, how much do they know? How come they are so behind? Now the universal community in these UFOs marvels, how did mankind get such a huge leap in understanding of technology? Where they marvel, they'll come to humanity to learn, to take to the next step, to become what mankind knows today. In the process of the teaching, we have taught you a lot of things in stages and in steps, and a lot of things has come for you to see other things and understand, and you take according to what you understand, no more, no less. We have opened the links, what we call flight simulation. This is a flight simulation of the soul of the man. The mechanism, the technology which was hidden within the man now manifests itself. The beauty with the new technology is that you don't fly anymore. You go to places, you decide instantaneously. And we have tested this extensively in past few weeks in this. We have now 70, 80 people going through the process. It's giving us a very rough guide where we are and how we are. When we come back, we're off for next week and the week after. we'll start to attempt the transmutation of the human from one unit to another. We succeed or not is not important. What has happened is understanding and knowledge. What is important is finding and seeing and comprehending what has happened. As I explained yesterday to top men in Keshe Foundation, is we bring you in as a man. You go through the system, system 1 or unit 2 and the unit 3, and then you go into the flight system. In unit 1, we allow the physical balance of the energy of the cell. In unit 2, we bring collective cells in operation to be unified. Then you feel, as a human being, some sort of the feelings of energies. In unit 3, we extend this to the whole, what we call physicality of the man, to become embedded in the soul of the man. And then when you move into the unit, you are in a condition of the soul, if you manage to go through this. Now, as we have 2 units in the same room, we don't need to carry this, what I call 100 kilogram of weight. I only need to transfer the energy fields. It's very much like, as I said before, when you have an envelope, doesn't matter if you put a check in it, letter in it, dust in it, because it's irrelevant where the physicality of the man sits within this package. Now, the envelope is the energy of the soul of the man. So this is why it looks so amazing to you, as how is it possible? Magnetic fields, packages of plasma, have no weight. They don't carry mass. They carry fields interactions. And if you can match the gravitational field dot points, you can always move instantaneously. We have done this in the examinations of the people who are with us. They come in the system. Sometimes I'll move in the system. I don't stop anything in the room. I just watch. And I see how this group of people, 6 or 8 of them, will behave. And next time, to the next group, I go in and I ask them, would you like to take a flight? Some of them straight away say no. But don't forget, they're in this condition and they hear the voice of the man. Because now the body is just, when you are in a room and somebody shouts from outside, you can still hear the voice, you can react to it, but you're not outside to do something about it because you're cocooned by the room. And in trials, we have explained to people, we want you to go and see somebody. In the past week, we tested this very clearly, that go and see somebody you like, somebody you love. We had yesterday 2 beautiful knowledge seekers from France with us, husband and wife. And it was extremely interesting to listen to 2 of them. When we asked that, go and see somebody you love, both husband and wife, they went to the parents. They saw the parents who died a long time ago. They felt them, they touched them. They felt the presence of the grandparents. And they asked them, would you like to come back? Now we travel with the space of the knowledge, with the control of us. So what I said before is that before you go into the system or into a state of what we call transmutation of the elements of the body of the man, in the dimension of the soul, which is totality of the energy, then you don't need to wait one day to dream about the mother and father. You can go every night to sleep with the mother and father. Feel the love, feel the tension. The sons are away, the children are away from you. You feel the souls, you feel, you touch. Yesterday, we had an experience with somebody who came the first time. He said, I feel nothing, the system doesn't work. We're not here just because the system is on. We have to understand why we haven't managed to cover you. He came back yesterday after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. He went in a machine. He came out. We had 5 people who could not have any emotion the first trip. Yesterday, together, all of them in one room. The ones who had time to go through the process through their soul came out totally different. They were here 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. The fresh ones had a problem. So it means the souls had to be adjusted. They needed to understand what is going on, and we invite them back again to come and do it. The interesting thing was, all the 3 who went in the second time after 2 or 3 weeks, they came out with interesting conditions. One of them went to his house, he mowed his flower pots or whatever in his garden, and says, when I go home, I want to know if I moved it. First time it was nothing, he was just sitting in the room. It means the soul of the man has to be educated. Then the time is not when you leave everything you finished. When you leave the room, the life, the true life through the dimension of the soul starts. We had the other 2 with the same kind of experience. So we can confirm that we can reach, it can be done, and we have to find out the process. So in this process, you have become the traveler of space by the wish, not by the dream. We ask people to fly. Instantaneously they do. In a way, when we bring you to the room, maybe 100 of you, I would say, now we would like to see how many of you can go to New York. We meet in New York for a party. All of you who came to go to New York to party will end up in New York. How many of you came to go to Venezuela or to go to Tehran? We tell you, the passengers of Tehran, be ready to move. You move to Tehran. Instantaneous. And the system which are built in Tehran to receive you will change it. Interesting enough, in the recording we received from our team in Iran, the Iranian broadcasting has put the 4 new technologies which are reckoned so much after by Iran. And the first one is the Keshe Foundation technology. I can let you play the recording which we received, which means Iran has taken a position as a leading scientific space program. But even the new present knowledge in Iran is obsolete compared to what the Keshe Foundation today is offering in its. In the coming weeks, now, as I said, and our team and even people who came the first days now saw the system, they said the whole thing has changed because we are upgrading, we are changing, we are understanding where it needs to be adjusted. And hopefully after 12th, 13th of July, we are ready to fly humanity in a matter of what we call this. These are experiments for us. We don't know, we cannot confirm in what way. But now we set our systems in the direction of the plasmatic field. In doing so, and in the past few weeks, I have received many requests from the knowledge seekers around the world. Mr. Keshe, we cannot afford the fuel. We cannot afford the energy cost, which has gone up by folds and folds. We cannot survive. Can you release the energy systems that saves us a lot of energy, saves us a lot of money? Keshe Foundation responds back the same. The new generators of the Keshe Foundation, what we call plasma enhanced systems, will be released in July to world population. We are doing tests without our team knowing from each other in different parts of the world. And the first 25, what we call enhanced plasma systems to 50, will be delivered out of the Iran factory. We set it out, is not anymore a magravs, is actually what we call is a system. It's a box system. It has systems in it which allows you to enhance what we call energy in your environment, which means can reduce the fuel cost by extending the use of the battery in hybrid system. It increases the use of the electric motors. If you do, let's say, 1,000 kilometers on one charge, now you can do 2,000, 3,000 or 4,000 kilometers on one charge. These have not become what we call freestanding generators because we don't see a need for that at this moment. But you can use them in a way what we see, what used to be about the €1 fuel, now is 120, and it's draining the family resources. We are putting back in what you might pay, because when the prices go up, this rate stays on for a long time. And the same with the energy cost. Governments are trying to make a lot of exemptions and tax reliefs to take the pressure off. Keshe Foundation releases 3,000 of these units from next 2-3 weeks till July. We have brought in the Arizona manufacturing back into operation, but in Mexico. John has done the stock take of what he had before, and the new system will be added to it. And Tehran and Austria will go into production within the next few days to meet the demand of the new enhanced plasma energy systems. We have done before, when we went out for generators, around about €2,000. The new system is offered at €5,000, and it will stand as a first set of discounts at €4,000. We guarantee delivery first out of our factories before end of July. We will deliver prior to end of July, but we would like to keep everything safe. Keshe Foundation store has opened up its links for you to place orders to get it. What we would like to understand and to know from all of you is that you report back to us, this is a trial system, what you see, how much more, how much extension you have had. The new enhancement energy generators for the home is very interesting. You work with the energy of the house during the daytime, which is nothing, but your system backs up with for the nighttime. These systems at the moment are between 1 and 2 kilowatts we can support, maybe 3 kilowatts. And then in the coming time, if we achieve what we target to do in the development by next 12 months, and we achieve a freestanding unit, we replace those who bought these to what we call new freestanding units, which means now we're responding back to you. The other reason for release of this development is because if you came into the enhancement units, you always saw 2 MagRav units hanging around the system. These systems now have been changed to the universal system, and now we change the energy production plasma to the same. We are not selling you any MagRav units. We are selling you a technology as a package which enhances the energy use. Which means, let's say if you spending, let's say 3 kilowatts a day on a line, if you have 2 kilowatts will be done by the system. And the system will be improved. We responded fast to this. I developed this technology some 10 years ago. I gave you the MagRav system, you did not understand what to do with it. Now Keshe Foundation has completed the cycle. We have a specific reason why we don't claim a generator or whatever. This is because we are developing a new plasma technology enhancing the energy production. In the coming days, you will hear why we do this, because Keshe Foundation is involved in another international organization system that we will be part of, and it'll be done. So what you asked us to help to back in, Keshe Foundation has responded. Go to the store, place your order. We guarantee delivery by order. We release orders. If you receive 1,000 orders this week, whoever comes first delivered. We can deliver between 50 to maybe 100 a week starting August, September. But initially we do 25, 30 a week till we get everything in order and our what we call material backing is in order. Keshe Foundation Austria goes back into production of these systems in conjunction with what we have as the test center, which is not building the systems for flight. The whole process is we try to achieve zero demand, freestanding energy system for cars and for home. In a way, the target is set. I gave you 7 years. I told to Jalal and his team, they're doing beautiful work in the background. We will deliver what we call free wireless energy transportation in a very short time. These systems, free what we call energy transportation, is getting tested as you go into the reactor center, into the test flight center. It's not something that we might do in the future. It's already has gone through the test. We've seen the performance. We know what's happening to it. And in a way, what we see, what is in the patents about 15 years ago, 17 years ago, when we released them, we spoke about wireless energy transfer in the home. We see a need for you in maybe next 12 months to take all your electric equipments in the house out of the circuit in the house and adjust it with a unit which Keshe Foundation will develop and give to you to just attach it to actually at the point of the end of the wire where you used to plug in to receive energy, run your fridge, run your freezers, run your electric lights by demand. You think the light comes on. This is what you are doing in the enhancement units where you come in. When I tell you, go and see your mother, your thought clicks on. You come into the room, you think you want the light in, and how dim you want it, you'll get it. This is not something will happen. It's already applied, tested. It works in the enhancement center in Linz. Now we're commercializing it, but has been in the patent from the original date some 15, 17 years ago. So you asked us to release, confirm the MAGRAF technology works. It has worked in the Space Center. Now it works in your homes. And once we complete the development to a freestanding, any of the first 3,000 units which we released today will be replaced with a freestanding one freely by the foundation. But now use this technology if you've got a hybrid car. Use this technology if you've got an electric car. Use this technology if you have at home, you want to plug it. It's not as easy as you had it with the MAGRAF. This is a system. It's not a MAGRAF box. It has electrical, electronic systems in it, which controls the process, adjusting the field. The only thing which you have to purchase when you receive it is a large car battery that you keep it as a support. And that we cannot supply because it moves in the different nationality, different, what you call it, countries. And we don't want to get involved in moving what we call acids and different kind of things and batteries with us. So the whole structure is, you asked us to release you the energy system in this harsh time. Keshe Foundation has responded. The other thing is that many of you asked us, where can we get health support with the technology of Keshe Foundation? We have entered and we have reached agreement with two groups, one in South America and one in Rome, Italy. The agreements reached yesterday is going to be done. Any diseases which Keshe Foundation announces, you can book on the website of the Keshe Foundation for the health centers run by the doctors in Rome for given what we call conditions. We don't enter medical application. We are the providers of the technology. We are supporting knowledge seekers, teams of doctors around the world now to set up the centers. It's the initial stage. From next week or the week after, you can go to Rome for specific diseases, and you can book in the way you booked in the flight center. It'll be announced by us. You can go on the website of Keshe Foundation or on the Wellness Center in Rome and book yourself in. Fibromyalgia, CVS, Alzheimer's, autism, herpes, and others will be added to it step by step. If you suffer from fibromyalgia, the fees of the Keshe Foundation Wellness Centers in collaboration with doctors in South America, in Central America, and in Rome will be very high. But there is one thing written in our contracts with our teams of doctors is one thing. If you do not deliver full recovery, you refund. Which means we guarantee to our doctors using the technology, the process of technology, buy them as doctors applied, sit directly in line with for eradication of a condition, not just temporarily. When they sign you in for fibromyalgia, for CVS, for Alzheimer's, they give you a guarantee of 100% recovery. That's their job. We are technology providers. Keshe Foundation has a certificate from Naturopathic Organization of Belgium to provide such a technology. Is our right on the license we have. This is what in the court of Belgium was not disclosed, defrauding by a nation. In this process, we deliver CE certified technologies and machinery to centers. In December the 15th, the first center in Uruguay will open up. And from there, we expand into Brazil, Mexico, and the rest. All our centers, which we collaborate, will carry what we call a call center. You call in, you have a problem. Every time, the patients are monitored 24 hours a day. We are not here just to sell technology. We are here to guarantee the health of the future of mankind. In the next few days, you can go on the website of the Keshe Foundation and book yourself the way you book for Linz into the health center, wellness center of Rome with the expert doctors that they will carry the process and they guarantee 100% recovery. As doctors, we are providers of the technology and we don't get involved in medical application. And as I said, the team, I had a long meeting with them at night, last night. They came the day before to us. We know the team for some time from Italy, and agreements has been reached. We complete within the next few days, and from next week or the week after, we see how the doctors will handle. We advertise heavily through the Keshe Foundation structure worldwide that these things can be done. And we give 100% assurance for recovery from Keshe Foundation technology used by the wellness centers around the world. Keshe Foundation Wellness Center in Rome will have 2 locations and handled by expert doctors in the fields which they accept. They'll be trained by the Keshe Foundation in use of the systems, and you will see the most advanced technology systems. If you've been to the center, you've seen what we call these units. Now you will see the application of these units in your wellness centers. We bring the new advanced technology in line with what is there. So we have confirmed and conformed with what we set out to do. The energy systems enhancement unit and the wellness centers around the world. The beauty with Italy is it's near to us. We can control it for the first 3-6 months. That once we deliver the technologies into Arizona and the other places, we know exactly what we have, what we got to do. And it's not for us to talk to somebody in distance. So a few minutes away from us on our flight, we can get in there and come back and see the whole structure set properly. And next 2 or 3 months, like the way we done in the Linz Center, we polish it and we deliver one of the most advanced centers of what we call health in using technology of the Keshe Foundation. I thank the Italian team of doctors who have taken this step as a research center and a wellness center in collaboration with Keshe Foundation. You will see the sign of the Keshe Foundation at the entrance of these health centers around the world. Assurance guarantee for what is set to be delivered. In the coming months, we add more and more conditions into the work of the health centers, which are our collaborators. We don't take you up as we provide the service. We are here to book for the people who deliver the service. And everything will be fully monitored by the Keshe Foundation in the operation of these companies. We have brought one of the most intelligent women I know in understanding the work of the health organizations around the world. And she will accepted. She has accepted. She already runs an organization like this. We bring in her expertise to make it worldwide as a health center in collaboration with the public, with the people. And we thank her for coming to the center first, seeing what we do, and immediately she brought the people who are responsible for the development of the center in South America. Everything is done. We're just waiting for them to finish their building that we can deliver. Italy is already finished. It's operational. We just add the Keshe Foundation technology and systems into it directly, and we'll promote it heavily around the world. That from now on, what we said is delivered by the doctors. We are providers of the services in the background and developing new technologies to be there. We are a scientific organization. We don't want to get involved in delivering of the technology. We will do the same with agriculture. We do the same with energy in a very short time. Once the first 3,000 units are delivered, we see how everything is perfectly done, what we need to adjust. If there is any adjustment, then we go into what we call licensing big manufacturers to manufacture these for Keshe Foundation on the license. For us to develop the next steps, for us to bring a new dimension into everything which we do. As I promised, you got your what we call energy enhancement units. You've been asking me for years. Magraves don't work. Magraves will work or not. The new system of the plasma technology, using the same understanding, will deliver. We have tested yesterday in one of our research labs, but other labs are doing other tests for us, that you will see how clean production of energy can be. I'll ask the Keshe Foundation team in the background to switch on the screen for the sale of the new enhancement units for energy, for automotive, and for house use. And we deliver directly within next 30 days, leaving our factories according to the order. If the order is above our production, we inform you, your delivery will be due in this week or this time, within that time. Those of you who will place the order will see it. You'll get it within 7-10 days, you get the response. Your order has been positioned for delivery in such a week. We set up the production lines for this purpose. Now is there, because I could give another and find somebody to do. The production line in Tehran is set, is working. Production line in Austria is set, is working. We have the facilities and materials in Arizona, which will be shipped to Mexico to deliver. And we will deliver 3,000 units by Christmas. And we tell you how and where. And this is a trial system. We want the feedback from you. How much efficiency, what you have reduced in fuel costs, what you reduce in electric bill, to come back to us to see where we can do, how better we can improve this enhancement energy units. We are not selling you a Magrav system. We are not selling, promoting a free standing. These are enhancement energy units. We want to know how much we can enhance the production of energy that allows you to reduce from your bills. What we calculated is within 6 to 8 months, if you understand how to work with it, you can use one system from the car and put it back in the house and use in both ways, because the system while you're traveling has already set up for the house use while you're away. So in a way, you can cut costs from both ends. Everything can be done. Our team, we have a beautiful team of experts who will deliver this. And you will see the next step and the stage of the development for the Keshe Foundation. What we call expansion in the science in past 3 weeks, 4 weeks in Linz has taken a different shape. In the next maybe 3 weeks to 6 weeks, we deliver transmutation of the element unit for sale. Most probably our team will be able to complete it. If not, it'll take a little bit longer because they have to understand what the whole system is. As we can transmute from one unit to another, now we should be able to transmute materials. Transportation of the elements from factory to the house direct does not need Alibaba. You do not need to buy Amazon and pay a future cost to it. We see in the next 12 months to 2 years, the factory directly in China or in South America will deliver to you in London or Tehran instantaneously. The end of the postage and packaging is on the horizon. We see the next step will create huge amount of jobs around the world by the development of this technology once they see the working of it. We allow scientific world to join us to bring this into a rapid conclusion. The Lens Center is the cornerstone of the new space technology for man, through the soul of man, through the energy transformation. Join us. We're getting a lot of people wanting to come and see and do things. We are not a health center. Do not come to us, I have cancer, I have this. We do not want to know because it's not our job. The health centers are set up for that. If you come in and you go through a process and you find recovery, that's an addition. It's a gift into the space travel. As I said, your soul wants you not to suffer, not our technology. If you suffer from a condition and you go through the system and you come out and that condition has gone, it's not our system. That is, we created the environment. It's you and your soul which has decided end of the suffering. We had a lady with us with asthma pump yesterday. I said, you can't take it with you in the room. She came out, she says, I can breathe different. I said, let us know if you ever use asthma pump again. It's the soul which wants to change. We have people with different conditions come in with all sorts of conditions, and they come out and say it's gone. It's your soul which does the repair, not us. We are not a health worker. We are a space agency traveling. I thank the Keshe Foundation of Iran. Keshe, the Iranian government for the first time has allowed an independent space company to be set up in Iran and registered. Keshe Space Company has now been set and established in Iran. The first time a private space organization with the permission of the Iranian government has been allowed to operate in Iran. We'll extend this to the space travels, and we extend this to bring more technologies out of Iran. I have given one undertaking and surety that we'll collaborate with the nation of Israel, not the state of Israel. We collaborate with America as a nation, not as a state, as long as in a warmongering. Iran will take the next step that reaches out the hand of friendship across Persian Gulf with a new technology. You've got to understand, by delivering the new enhancement energy systems, the structure of the whole oil industry in Persian Gulf will change within the next 2 years. We take lead as a nation of Iran to deliver that no nation suffers. The standard of living has to stay the same, and life has to be carried on. You will see what is about to be delivered in the energy space plasma will take a new shape. You went into the systems and you've seen the reactors around the system setting up when you go in the systems. All these will be changed into a total plasma condition that you have no matter state in the what we call enhancement centers. The progress in technology cannot be stopped anymore because it's not in the head of a man, it's in the machinery which works and delivers. Transportation, human transportation, within the next few years will become obsolete the way we do it today. What I see, the use of the nuclear reactors, nuclear technology as energy, as a cornerstone for the next step of the man endeavor to be able to travel the depth of the universe, not the universe. There are reasons for it. and we explain as the science of man matures. A lot of time I've been asked, are we on the verge of nuclear war? There is no way there can be one, because no nation will go crazy to do this, does not matter what the stage you stand on. The fear of it will be taken away as we deliver systems, as we did in Fukushima, now in a more advanced way to contain all nuclear reactors at their site. Nuclear technology is safe once you can dome it, not by concrete, but by magnetic fields which can absorb it the way we've shown in Fukushima. Keshe Foundation in the coming weeks will deliver this technology to every nuclear power stations on this planet. We become nuclear safe technology, what we call organizations. We deliver what we call the dome of peace, the dome of non-nuclear. What does this mean? If you're running a nuclear power station with all its facilities, we provide you a field dome. The fear of explosion by nuclear reactors will become to absolute 0%. The failure we have seen in 3 Mile Island, the failure we've seen in Chernobyl, the failure we've seen in Fukushima will happen. It's inevitable to happen. But this time, with the technology which the Keshe Foundation will deliver to nuclear centers as a nuclear technology delivered by Keshe Foundation, we create a dome of safety. So every nation can have its nuclear technology as they want. Keshe Foundation will support with the Iranian nuclear industry the support for the dome. I deliver this technology through the Iranian Nuclear Center, and we become not the one to be afraid of, the one you need to guarantee you need the nuclear power in your centers to be safe. As I said, do not play with Keshe Foundation, because the technologies we have now, they are delivered. You encourage your nations to open the nuclear centers, nuclear reactors, but you ask for the safety assurity that the Keshe Foundation, from the time of commissioning and loading, has guaranteed the safety of the power station. This nuclear power technology safety will come out of Iran Nuclear Center in Natanz. And if you do not know where Natanz is, as I've seen many of you have looked at and also have posted everywhere where the Keshe is, it's just about a few kilometers away. We will protect the Natanz Center with a new defense plasma technology that no one can reach. The same we'll do with other nuclear power stations around the world. The cost of the system to be delivered has put us 100 million euro delivered by the Keshe Foundation, compared to 30 billion cost of a power station to guarantee safety that no nuclear radiation leaves the premises. For 100 million is nothing. We deliver technology. I developed this technology over 25 years ago and during my student time, because I could see radiation leak from Queen Mary College nuclear reactors right in the center of London in my land. And I could not accept it. I set out to develop a technology that the reactor could be there before it was decommissioned. But now the technology, what we have is there. We give a guarantee and undertaking and testing by all the nuclear center. We invite IAEA to come to Iran to test it themselves. This brings a lot of safety to Iran nuclear technology, where the threat by the other nations to bomb the Iranian centers become obsolete. I gave the space technology to Iran exactly 14 years ago. For a celebration, we give back another technology to Iran that IAEA requests Iran to deliver the fuel and the new plasma technologies for doming all nuclear power stations. You cannot operate if you do not receive certification and guarantee from what we call the Iranian nuclear centers backed by the Keshe Foundation technology. What we do is what we have shown. Now you understand why it was important to open the Linz Center to do a lot of testing, to understand the process and to see how we can bring new technologies that is at the reach of every single one. I'll be traveling to Iran once the negotiations are complete. We have a feeling that Vienna talks will resume in a very short time, and Americans have stepped out from some of their demands in the past few days, and we will see the resumption of the peace talks and completion of it within the coming weeks. And this allows us to release the new dome of peace around the nuclear power stations around the world. It depends on the decision of the Iranian government how we deliver this to every nation. It'll be part of, as I said to Iranian leaders, I never negotiate from a point of weakness. I negotiate from a point of strength. And it's been my habit for years from my childhood. My father always told me, you're the toughest negotiator, even for your expenses, for your pocket. I don't have that with your mother. What we'll do from Iran, we don't negotiate to take sanctions off. We negotiate for you if you want the guarantee that none of your nuclear reactors will explode, none of your nuclear silos will go rogue. You need to sign the contract with the Iranian nuclear centers. I'm a nuclear physicist, and I'm an Iranian nuclear physicist. Proud to be part of the human race, but forcing the technology to bring peace. As I said, I gave you, as Rick said, I have many good news. You received your enhancement power unit. You received the Health and Wellness centers in Italy. Now you have received the gift of safety for every nuclear reactor operating on this planet. The dome, which we have created in Fukushima without them knowing, now officially comes into work. We have to understand how the process of creation is, then we can deliver a system for it. And this is what we've done in the past few weeks. I waited a long time to deliver the Enhancement Unit Center in Linz. It wasn't a dream. It was time to wait till the humanity gets to a position that have a need for it. Otherwise, it's another thing. You are in literally position of no food and no energy if Ukraine situation carries on. Most of the Western world will suffer with shortage of energy. We've seen that shortage of energy in Iran and in other part of the world. One day shortage, one day cut. The day they cut you, you have no electricity, you put your enhancement energy unit to cover it. You have no worries. You support your nation, you support the backing of it. And then you're going to die. When you don't need it, you're using your power unit, you let your nation not waste money on buying fuels, which it doesn't need it. You don't put pressure on the grid. You don't put pressure on the nation resources. We've seen people who've been through the system. We had the Italians yesterday, and we had others which have gone through the system. Many of them speak about they don't want to eat. They feel no hunger. We had a guy yesterday saying in one system, I was so hungry, I went in there, I don't even want to eat. I just came out, I just want a glass of water. In our system, in our flight system, we have foreseen healing process of what we call physical damage of the system itself. System is self-repairing. In the system, we have facilitated for food. You are not aware of it when you come in, but you actually feed you. In the system, there is what we call a wellness factor. That's why you come in and you say, you had this and that, and now no, we allow for you to be healed through your soul, not us. We are not involved in it. And in the same system, we have a flight system. And we have a flight system to do with the physical dimension. And we have a flight system to do with the dimension of the soul. Those of you who've been in the past 2 or 3 weeks and you come back in 2 or 3 weeks, some people are rebooking to come in. We had one yesterday. You wanted to test again. You will see the changes in the system. We are setting the system for flight, controlled flight, pre-testing flight. And you will understand that, as I said, when you travel with the Keshe Foundation, everything else is looked after by us. We have built it within the structure of the system. It's not coincidental. Many of you will not feel hunger because you have learned to tap in the energy of the soul to feed yourself. This is the reason for it. You are feeding yourself. You'll find out you might lose some weight because energies you were eating for is not needed. The technology has become a cornerstone of the change. And we are still not even in the crawling stage of understanding this technology. We just are witnessing its progress. When the man understands it, start moving with it, start crawling with it, and imagine what it does when there's a marathon in it and when it goes for a high jump. The process of the technology delivery is rapid. From now on, we don't hold back. From now on, we don't stand back for you knowledge seekers to test the magravs and come up with everything. The enhancement power units, which are delivered now, will give you a surety for a lot of things which you have worried with. In the coming time, we'll add a system to the new, what we call enhanced energy units, which you buy, a unit which feeds you. The collaboration between the two will stop man to kill. In a way, when you buy the first enhancement unit for energy, you have preset yourself for the second part as a feeding station. What we showed you here now will be delivered to you in your homes here. In the coming time, on the 4th of July, you will hear an announcement about the Keshe Foundation joining one of the world leading projects. In that process, we'll provide these two systems that nobody in this structure, which will be announced in 4th of July, will ever need to bring food within the dimension of the system. With it, we'll provide in the coming time what we call enhancement wellness center, which means in this city, there are no supermarkets. In this city, there are no hospitals. This is not a dream, because many of you, some 70, 80 of you, have already been in it. Have felt, have brought the changes. And once you leave this room, you're still connected to this room. It's a plasma. And at both the strength of other, each one of you coming and going are connecting to the same center. As I said, understanding the fundamental process of the creation has brought man to be a leading scientific, what I call race, by a leap that man could not ever imagine. And we have delivered what we promised. We delivered what we came here for, and we will deliver the totality in understanding the process of the creation, step by step. Step by step, we'll do I'll read you something. We just came in from the Lynn Center. This is a gentleman who came in for a second time yesterday. There's just a small report from him sent to me by our team in Lynn Center. He says he has reported he forgot to tell us what is on his testimonial. He says the gentleman who was here second time yesterday told me that he forgot to tell us that he has lost 4 kilograms from the first time of using the flight unit. He's less hungry after the first use. He's happy as he had too much weight anyway, and he constantly connects himself when he is at home. Once you leave, this is what we call testimonial from the people who've been in it. Once you've been in it, you're connected to it, you become a man of peace. And the stage for the Dome of Peace has been set in Linz, where Linz was the stage for the first large-scale destruction of the human race. Now the feelings from the ashes have risen. And this gentleman is Austrian. The beauty with the technology is, I wonder how many of you will walk into the shopping centers and how many of you will go to supermarkets. Or maybe just pictures on the shelves that man used to have these things. And the beginning has started. And we see from the testimonials, from other things, and we had a Stefania from us, from Universal Council for Italy, being with her sister telling her, you have changed, you become much younger. So you gain age time too. Try to understand the new technology. I have taught you everything. It's you who has to expand the knowledge, as we are doing. It's you who has to understand the principle behind the knowledge. And we do not want to teach it as you've seen it this time, that you copycat and do all sorts of things with it. We tell you what we achieved, we deliver what we achieved, people are testing it and they're coming to test it. So it's your time to understand what we understood, and it's your time to catch up. Everything, if you listen to collective of knowledge we shared in past years, is in this room. Nothing, there is no magic, there is nothing hidden. If you even look at the simplicity of it, when I spoke with you a few minutes ago, that if you've been in the enhancement unit, as I told you, you have 2 MagRab systems. You use these MagRab systems for your power. We use these MagRab systems to create field energy. And we use another part. So now you understand the whole of the room is dynamic. People who stay in the center of the 2 systems, they talk about very powerful energies. Yes, because in a way, you're here and the 2 systems are here, you're on a crossroads. Of course, you will get a full combination of what we call fields travel. We have tested flight system by captains. As I said, explained to our Italian team, the captain always sees everyone. When we ask the appointed captain when they come out, they always tell you, women or men, that we have people that they see the people who could take in responsibility of their souls. But the people are not aware that they are traveling with the, what we call, captain. Interesting thing is, if you go back to part of the teaching in a long time ago, I'm sure you can dig it out. I said to you that in the flight system, you trust your soul with a captain. And that captain will deliver you everywhere. Now, we have seen this. The captain is aware of the souls he's taken or she's taken responsibility for. And in so many ways, it becomes irrelevant on what we take and what we do, as what we see is responsibility of the captain for everything. And what is interesting, we had this week our most beautiful, what I call first passenger from the animal kingdom. The gentleman who carried him in, or her, talks about feeding the dog, changes in breeding, and the first animal motion has taken shape, flight. We have other people are coming with other animals, and we see how this takes shapes. We want to know how the animals behave afterwards. As I said yesterday, when the first person went, or first creature went to the space, was a dog. Now we have the first motion dog. And it's such a cute animal, it's so tiny. And it's so alert. When he came out in the bag the second time, the first time, she was carried in by the owner at the head level, that she could go through the whole process of the, what we call plasma condition. The second time when she came in yesterday, she was in a bag. And when she came out, when they put the bag down, she was looking at me in such a strange way. I could feel the soul of the dog. It was amazing. It was like a thankful for the experience, the way the man speaks in their own language. And we'll have no limitation in expanding the knowledge. We have no fear of failure because we haven't failed. We have to understand. When I tell you the people came in the first time and they could not feel and they came, this time they could feel, because we adjusted the systems. We understood where there was a problem. It's not coincidental. So we will be able, you will be able to hold your dog in your arm and know what is wrong, what it hurts. He will not tell you by word, but the way you felt the soul of your mom, your dad, and you spoke with them and they tell you they want to come back, your dog will tell you what it hurts. When you hold your child in infancy and she's crying from pain and say, I don't know what it hurts, when you hold it at the level of the soul, you know exactly what it hurts. The changes are fundamental. When you have a deaf and dumb child or a person, you don't need to wait for the sign language. You connect to the soul. I want water. Thank you very much for helping me. And the rest of it. The only dumbness and deafness stays at the level of understanding of them, not at the level of the soul of them. This is what the new technology shall bring. This is what is about to come, and this is what is happening now. Even the birds give them good news. We got to understand that the enhancement technology is enhancement in plasmatic field and is enhancement in understanding of the knowledge of the creation. It is not a machine. It is understanding of the process of the creation. Try and go back to all what we taught from the beginning. You will reach to the same position and time as us. Everything which I have taught, everything you see in the enhancement center, everything you see in the enhancement, what we call wellness centers, everything you see in the enhancement energy systems is what has been in the pattern from the beginning of the time when we wrote the pattern in 2005. It took to teach. It took to share. We did not concentrate on developing one thing. We set the structure that everything, when it comes to it, is developed together. As you see the enhancement units in the list. The energy, the food, the health, the wellness, the transportation, the transmutation, everything is in one machine. It's like making the pieces of a jigsaw and now putting them together. It took 40 years to put the piece of jigsaw together. And this jigsaw is still wet, it hasn't dried yet. It needs a lot of adjusting and repainting. And that's painting in the knowledge of man, for man to understand and become the envy of the universe. As I said, you were sitting on the donkey and looking at the UFOs, and now the people in UFOs are sitting on the donkey watching how did man did frog leap from zero to hero, understanding the knowledge of the creator and the creation. And that has been no other reason for it except for love of Mitra and the creator for planet Earth. We will heal the damages of man to this planet in the coming weeks and months. And we'll make this planet a place where the universe comes to see the love of the creator with his children. Thank you very much for today. And we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we answer any questions and we'll go forward as usual. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kesh. My screen up here. Okay, we're at the 439th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, June 30th, 2022. And we'll have a short break here and be back with a question period in a few minutes.